You've probably used garlic countless times in your cooking, maybe in your pasta, stir fry, or that perfect roasted chicken. But here's something that might surprise you. Most people are using garlic completely wrong, and it's costing them some seriously powerful health benefits. Think about it. Garlic isn't just another kitchen ingredient. This small, unassuming bulb has been revered for thousands of years as nature's medicine cabinet. Ancient civilizations knew what modern science is now confirming. Garlic is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to protecting your health. We're talking about natural antibacterial properties, heart disease prevention, blood sugar regulation, and even potential cancer-fighting abilities. Pretty impressive for something that costs less than $1 at your local grocery store, right? But here's where things get interesting and a bit frustrating. Despite all these amazing benefits, most of us are accidentally destroying garlic's healing compounds before they ever reach our bodies. Simple, everyday cooking habits are silently stripping away the very properties that make garlic so valuable. Maybe you're adding it too early in your cooking. Perhaps you're storing it in the wrong place. Or you might be skipping one crucial step that activates garlic's most powerful compound. These seemingly innocent mistakes can reduce garlic's effectiveness by up to 90%. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 6 critical mistakes you need to stop making right now. Once you understand these simple fixes, you'll finally unlock garlic's full potential and give your body the protection it deserves. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, overcooking garlic. Picture this. You're sautéing onions and garlic together at the start of your recipe, letting them cook for maybe minutes while you prep other ingredients. Sounds familiar? Unfortunately, you've just destroyed most of garlic's health-boosting power before your meal even hits the plate. Here's what's happening at a molecular level. Garlic contains a superstar compound called allicin. This is the magic ingredient responsible for that distinctive smell, bold taste, and most importantly, the majority of garlic's therapeutic benefits. When you slice or crush raw garlic, an enzyme called alliinase converts allicin into allicin. This is where the real health magic happens. The problem? Allicin is extremely fragile, and heat is its kryptonite. Research shows that temperatures above 140 degrees Fahrenheit start breaking down this precious compound almost immediately. By the time your garlic has been cooking for several minutes, you've essentially turned it into nothing more than a flavoring agent, stripped of its medicinal value. Think about traditional cooking methods. Most recipes tell you to start with garlic in hot oil, right? That means your garlic is sitting there, sizzling away, losing its beneficial properties while you're still cooking everything else. By the time dinner is served, what could have been a health-boosting ingredient has become nutritionally mediocre. So what's the solution? Timing is everything. Add your garlic during the last 2 to 3 minutes of cooking. This gives you that amazing flavor while preserving much more of the allicin content. Even better, try incorporating raw garlic whenever possible. Mix minced garlic into salad dressings, guacamole, hummus, or pesto. These cold preparations allow allicin to form naturally without any heat damage. If raw garlic seems too intense, here's a compromise. Cook your dish as planned, but add a small amount of fresh, minced garlic right before serving. You'll get cooked garlic flavor from what's been simmering, plus a health boost from the fresh addition. Your taste buds and your body will both thank you. Mistake number 2, using pre-peeled garlic. Let's be honest, we've all been tempted by those convenient jars of pre-peeled garlic cloves sitting in the produce section. No peeling, no mess, no garlic smell on your fingers. Just grab a clove and toss it in your pan. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not exactly. Here's what most people don't realize. That papery skin surrounding each garlic clove isn't just packaging. It's a sophisticated protective barrier that nature designed for a very specific purpose. The moment that skin is removed, the clock starts ticking on garlic's potency. When garlic cloves sit naked and exposed, whether in a jar, plastic container, or produce bag, they're under constant assault from oxygen and environmental elements. This exposure triggers a process called oxidation, which steadily breaks down the very compounds you're buying garlic for in the first place. Studies have shown that pre-peeled garlic can lose up to 30% of its allicin potential compared to freshly peeled cloves. But wait, there's more bad news. Pre-peeled garlic doesn't just lose potency, it also spoils significantly faster. You've probably noticed how those pre-peeled cloves sometimes develop brown spots, soft patches, or that off smell much quicker than whole garlic bulbs. That's decomposition in action, and it's affecting both taste and nutritional value. There's also the question of where that pre-peeled garlic actually comes from. Much of it is processed in facilities where cloves sit around for extended periods between peeling and packaging. Some are even treated with preservatives or citric acid to extend shelf life, which can interfere with allicin production. The solution is surprisingly simple. Buy whole garlic bulbs and invest 30 seconds to peel your own cloves. Yes, your fingers might smell like garlic for a bit. Try rubbing them on stainless steel under running water. It actually works. But that minor inconvenience is a small price to pay for getting garlic's full medicinal punch. Plus, whole bulbs are usually cheaper per ounce anyway, so you're saving money while boosting your health. That's what I call a win-win. Mistake number 3, improper garlic storage. Where do you keep your garlic? If you answered, in the refrigerator, you're making one of the most common storage mistakes that quietly sabotages garlic's health benefits. Most people treat garlic like any other produce and toss it in the fridge, thinking the cold temperature will keep it fresh longer. The reality is exactly the opposite. Refrigerator conditions are actually garlic's worst enemy. The combination of cold temperatures and high humidity creates the perfect environment for mold growth and causes garlic to deteriorate much faster than it would at room temperature. You've probably experienced this yourself. Pulling out refrigerated garlic only to find it's developed rubbery texture, started sprouting, or worse, grown fuzzy mold spots. That's your garlic literally breaking down before your eyes, taking its valuable health compounds along with it. So what's the right way to store garlic? Think about how garlic grows naturally, underground, in cool, dry soil with good air circulation. You want to replicate those conditions as closely as possible in your kitchen. The ideal storage spot is a cool, dry, dark location with decent airflow. A pantry, kitchen cupboard away from the stove, or even a countertop basket works perfectly. Temperature-wise, you're aiming for around 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep garlic away from direct sunlight and heat sources, which accelerate sprouting and compound breakdown. For optimal freshness, store whole garlic bulbs in a mesh bag, wire basket, or even a small paper bag with holes punched in it. The key is allowing air to circulate around the bulbs while protecting them from light. Never use plastic bags or sealed containers. Trapped moisture is garlic's enemy. Stored correctly, whole garlic bulbs stay fresh and potent for up to 2 months. Individual unpeeled cloves last about 3 weeks. Once you've peeled cloves, use them within a week for maximum benefit. This simple storage adjustment ensures you always have fresh, powerful garlic ready whenever you need it. Mistake number 4, not allowing garlic to rest. Here's a mistake that almost everyone makes, yet barely anyone knows about it. Immediately cooking or eating garlic right after chopping it. You're basically rushing the most important chemical reaction that creates garlic's healing power. When you chop, crush, or mince garlic, you're doing more than just preparing an ingredient. You're triggering a fascinating biochemical process. The physical damage to garlic's cell walls causes two separate compounds to mix together, allicin and the enzyme allinase. When these meet, they create allicin, the legendary compound responsible for most of garlic's medicinal benefits. But here's the catch. This transformation isn't instantaneous. Think of it like brewing coffee. You can't rush the process if you want the full flavor and strength. The same principle applies to garlic's medicinal compounds. Research from food scientists has revealed something crucial. Allicin needs approximately 10 minutes to reach peak concentration after garlic is crushed or minced. If you immediately throw chopped garlic into a hot pan or eat it right away, you're only getting a fraction of the potential allicin that could have formed. This 10-minute waiting period allows the enzymatic reaction to complete fully. During this time, you're not just sitting around doing nothing. You're literally maximizing the health impact of every garlic clove you use. Studies suggest this simple rest period can increase allicin production by up to 2.5 times compared to immediate cooking. The practical application is straightforward. Chop your garlic first, then prep your other ingredients while it sits on the cutting board. By the time you're ready to cook, your garlic has reached maximum potency. Planning to use raw garlic in dressing or dips? Same rule applies. Mince it first, let it rest, then mix it in. This might seem like an insignificant detail, but it's the difference between getting 40% of garlic's benefits versus 100%. 10 minutes of patience yields exponentially more health protection. Mistake number 5. Ignoring garlic-drug interactions. Before you start loading up on garlic for its health benefits, there's a critical safety issue we need to address, one that could literally be life-threatening if ignored. Garlic is a powerful medicine, which sounds great until you realize that power can clash dangerously with prescription medications. If you're taking certain drugs, consuming therapeutic amounts of garlic without medical guidance could land you in serious trouble. The biggest concern involves blood-thinning medications like warfarin, aspirin therapy, or other anticoagulants. Garlic naturally has blood-thinning properties. That's part of why it's so good for cardiovascular health. But combine garlic's effects with prescription blood thinners, and you're essentially doubling down on the same mechanism. This can lead to excessive bleeding, even from minor cuts or injuries. Some people have experienced dangerous internal bleeding from this combination. Blood pressure medications present a similar problem. Garlic naturally lowers blood pressure, which is fantastic if you have hypertension. However, if you're already taking medications to control your blood pressure and then add significant amounts of garlic, your blood pressure could drop to unsafe levels. We're talking dizziness, fainting, and in severe cases, inadequate blood flow to vital organs. Diabetes medications are another area of concern. Garlic can improve insulin sensitivity and lower blood sugar levels. While this might sound beneficial, combining it with diabetes drugs without proper monitoring could cause dangerous hypoglycemia when blood sugar drops too low. The interactions don't stop there. Garlic may also affect HIV medications, certain immunosuppressants, and some chemotherapy drugs. Does this mean you should avoid garlic entirely if you're on medication? Not necessarily, but it absolutely means you need to have an honest conversation with your doctor or pharmacist before significantly increasing your garlic intake. They can adjust your medication dosages if needed or monitor you for potential interactions. Your health is too important to gamble with uninformed decisions. Mistake number 6, choosing poor quality garlic. You wouldn't buy bruised, wilted lettuce or mushy tomatoes, so why settle for subpar garlic? Yet most people just grab whatever garlic is available without giving it a second glance. This careless selection is costing you significant health benefits. The quality of garlic you bring home directly determines how much medicinal value you're actually getting. Fresh, high-quality garlic bulbs contain exponentially higher levels of allicin and other beneficial sulfur compounds compared to old, degraded bulbs. Think of it like the difference between fresh squeezed orange juice and juice that's been sitting in your fridge for 2 weeks. Technically still juice, but nowhere near the same nutritional punch. So, what separates great garlic from mediocre garlic? Start with the feel test. Quality garlic bulbs should feel rock solid and heavy for their size. Squeeze gently. If there's any give or softness, that's decomposition happening inside. The outer papery skin should be tight, intact, and predominantly white or off-white, with perhaps some purple streaking depending on the variety. Red flags to watch for? Soft spots indicate rot setting in. Green shoots poking through the top mean the garlic is past its prime and energy has shifted from compound production to new growth. Dark spots, mold, or excessive wrinkling all signal that beneficial compounds have already significantly degraded. Here's something interesting. Garlic quality varies by season and source. Freshly harvested garlic, typically available mid-summer through early fall, offers peak potency. Garlic that's been sitting in storage for months gradually loses its therapeutic punch. Don't just grab the first bulb you see. Take 15 seconds to inspect several options and choose the absolute best specimens. Those few extra seconds of selection make the difference between garlic that's merely edible and garlic that's genuinely medicinal. Quality ingredients produce quality results. Start with the best garlic, and everything else we've discussed becomes even more effective. Now that you understand how to use garlic properly, let's talk about why getting this right matters so much. The health benefits of garlic are genuinely impressive, but only if you're actually preserving those beneficial compounds we've been discussing. Let's start with your heart. Garlic is phenomenal for cardiovascular health. It works by relaxing blood vessel walls, improving circulation, and helping lower both blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Multiple clinical studies have shown that regular garlic consumption can reduce blood pressure readings by 10 to 15 points, comparable to some prescription medications, but without the side effects. Your brain benefits too. Garlic's powerful antioxidants combat oxidative stress and inflammation, two major contributors to cognitive decline. Research suggests consistent garlic intake may reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease and dementia by protecting brain cells from damage. Cancer prevention is another area where garlic shows remarkable promise. Studies have linked regular garlic consumption to reduced rates of stomach, colorectal, esophageal, and breast cancers. The sulfur compounds we've been talking about appear to inhibit cancer cell growth and even trigger the death of existing tumor cells. For immune support, garlic is legendary. It's naturally antimicrobial, antiviral, and antifungal, essentially a broad-spectrum defensive agent against illness. People who eat garlic regularly report fewer colds, shorter illness duration, and faster recovery times. Some cultures swear by raw garlic at the first sign of sickness. Digestive health also improves with garlic consumption. It acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria while suppressing harmful microbes. This promotes better digestion, reduced bloating, and improved nutrient absorption. Here's the important disclaimer. While garlic is generally safe, don't treat it as a replacement for medical care. If you're on medications or have existing health conditions, Discuss garlic supplementation with your healthcare provider first. They can guide you on appropriate amounts and ensure it won't interfere with your treatment plan. Used correctly, garlic becomes one of nature's most effective health protectors. If you found this information valuable, show some love by hitting that like button and dropping a comment below. I'd love to hear which mistake surprised you most. Share this with friends and family who could use these garlic tips, and subscribe for more science-backed health advice that actually works.